Crisp, tremendously competitive with great attention to detail, David. Thanks. Bill, we've watched Gordon Hayward since his college days. Talk about how he's evolved.
Well, he's evolved his hair. I think his hair is way more on point than it was at Butler.
No doubt.
You know, when you talk about the evolution of Hayward, a lot of the stuff he did in college is the same stuff he's doing in the pros, where he's just kind of good at everything. When you look at him, you don't really know, you don't point to that one thing. Like with Kyrie, it's his incredible ability to get to the rim and just beat people one-on-one. Hayward's just fun to play with. I think he's one of those guys that if you're playing pickup and he's on your team, that's great. He's going to shoot when he wants to shoot. He's not going to need the ball too much. He just kind of fits into everything around him. When you talk about this loaded Celtics team, that's like the perfect wing to have in this team. That he could take 8 shots in a game and be totally happy.
Great perspective. So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Filling out the wings, it's Brown and Hayward. Horford is out there with Tatum, and it's Irving at the point. Kicks it to Horford. Outside Tatum. Here's the screen. Hayward hits the front of the rim and out.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And the Rockets' defense, much improved, at least statistically, on the perimeter and inside. What did you think, though? What did the eye test tell you on that?
Well, it told me that James Harden was trying harder.
Yeah, right. I think Chris Paul may have changed the culture in that way a bit. Absolutely.
Hey, it's funny because you figure you put Mike D'Antoni and James Harden together, and that's a recipe for a defensive disaster. Mike D'Antoni, when he was in the Suns, they didn't practice defense. I know for a fact, Suns have told me that. My buddy Jalen played for them. They didn't even address defense. So you put him with James Harden and didn't care for a while there anyway, and you just think this is going to go badly. But I thought they were really good defensively last year. We'll see if it continues.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
The Celtics shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
One shot.
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving. Bill, you've done quite a few player interviews over your life, and I'm sure there are some guys that have surprised you with what they've got to say.
Yeah. I think we're in a really cool generation with basketball players where they're these really thoughtful guys who aren't afraid to share stuff. You know, some of the guys try to protect their images and their kind of their manufactured reputations, I would say, to some degree. But for the most part, the candidness of some of these guys, you can't hide on a podcast. Mm-hmm. If I have you for an hour, you're not going to be able to dodge stuff. You're going to have to talk.
Well, you challenge people, that's the beauty of the podcast.
Well, and I don't have notes, so I do it. I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and we're going. And you got to be ready.
That's how Larry King used to do it. Yeah.
So some guys are ready. Like Durant was great. Durant was ready to talk, and we did 5 podcasts, and everything's on the table with him. But my favorites are, somebody like Kyrie came in, really smart, kind of sort of ready to go, but not totally, but then got into it. And those are usually the best ones.
Now here's Hayward. Harden missing his last shot. Left side, Irving. He kicks to Horford. Clock at 4, and Capella sends it back.
And every season, Capella has improved as a shot blocker. Timing, awareness, recognition. He's really good at erasing shot attempts.
For the Rockets, Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And Gordon subbed in for P.J. Tucker. Then for the Celtics, Marcus Morris is checked in for Tatum. Smart comes in for Brown. And it's Rozier in for Kyrie Irving. I want to get back to what we were chatting about, Bill, with how today's NBA players are so media ready, whether it be interviews or social media. Your take is really interesting.
I think in general, all these guys, the guys now are so used to talking to people and being in front of people, and they're not surprised by questions, and they know how to handle themselves. They know how to not get in trouble, and they're comfortable.
Maybe they've kind of grown up with you, though, too. You know what? You've been relevant for many years.
Well,
they've grown up with your stuff.
To be honest, a lot of them just know me as the white guy on NBA Countdown. They might not have read me, but they remember like that year I was with Jalen Rose. But what's weird is
I think you'd be surprised. More of I think.
Well, you know this too. When you're on TV, the credibility you get from being on TV, I wasn't prepared for within the NBA.
Oh, really?
I think that's true. Yeah, I think it's like, oh, he's on TV, he's okay. And maybe they don't agree with you all the time, but you've passed some imaginary checkpoint with those guys.
Well, you may think that TV was your validation. This is going to be your validation.
Oh, 100%.
2K. This is it. I'm stamping you right now.
This is better than winning a Pulitzer Prize.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Can't blame him. I mean, the effort hasn't been there. Just has not been there. Hopefully, he can get the fire lit.
Houston making some changes. James Ennis comes in for James Harden. And Knight subbed in for Chris Paul. And a change for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Al Horford. A nice shot by Knight.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Celtics trail by 7. Smart kicks to Hayward. And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That's his first foul. .41 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Smart up top. Morris against Anthony. Rocket 6. Morris a screen. The Celtics need to get a shot off. They need this.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Not one second chance bucket allowed. That is finishing off good defense.
Rockets leading by 7. Outside Gordon. Pass to Anthony. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That is his first foul of the game. Deep 2 from Anthony. A second chance effort. In deep. Gordon drops it in.
And Gordon doing a nice job measuring these inside shots well. I mean, has a solid, quick release pretty much from anywhere on the floor.
And so it's Houston in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in the